Isaiah 24. Look, the Lord is ready to devastate the earth and leave it in ruins. He will mar its surface and scatter its inhabitants. Everyone will suffer, the priest as well as the people, the master as well as the servant, the elegant lady as well as the female attendant, the seller as well as the buyer, the borrower as well as the lender, the creditor as well as the debtor. The earth will be completely devastated, thoroughly ransacked. For the Lord has declared this judgment. The earth dries up and withers. The world shrivels up and withers. The prominent people of the earth fade away. The earth is defiled by its inhabitants, for they have violated laws, disregarded the regulation, and broken the permanent treaty. So a treaty curse devours the earth. Its inhabitants pay for their guilt. This is what the inhabitants of and are reduced to just a handful of people. The new wine dries up, the vines shrivel up. All those who like to celebrate groan. The happy sound of the tambourine stop. The revelry of those who celebrate comes to a halt. The happy sound of the harp ceases. They no longer sing and drink wine. The beer tastes bitter to those who drink it. The ruined town is shattered. All the houses are shut up tight. They howl in the streets because of what happened to the wine. All joy turns to sorrow. Celebration disappears from the earth. The city is left in ruins. The gates is reduced to rubble. This is what will happen throughout the earth among the nations. It will be like when they beat an olive tree, and just a few olives are left on it at the end of the harvest. They lift their voices and shout joyfully. They praise the majesty of the Lord in the west. So in the east, extol the Lord along the seacoast, the fame of the Lord, the God of Israel. From the end of the earth, we hear songs. The just one is majestic. But I say, I'm wasting away. I'm wasting away. I'm doomed. Deceivers, deceivers. Deceivers deceive. Deceivers deceive. Thoroughly deceive. Terror, pit, and snare are ready to overtake you, inhabitants of the earth. The one who runs away from the sound of terror will fall into a pit. The one who climbs out of the pit will be trapped by the snare. The floodgates of heaven are open up. The foundations of the earth are shaken. The earth is broken into pieces. The earth is ripped to shreds. The earth shakes violently. The earth will stagger around like a drunk. It will sway back and forth like a hut in a windstorm. Its sins will weigh it down, and it will fall and never get up. At that time, the Lord will punish the heavenly forces in heavens and the earthly kings on earth. They will be imprisoned in a pit, locked up in a prison, and after staying there a long time, they will be punished. The full moon will be covered up. The bright sun will be darkened. For the Lord of heaven's armies will rule on Mount Zion in Jerusalem in the presence of his assembly in majestic splendor. Look, the Lord is ready to devastate the earth and leave it in ruins. Okay, so there's a couple of ways to go about this. And it does say the entire earth, the entire inhabitants. Is this in the days that Isaiah is giving it? And this is talking about the total destruction of Jerusalem and the city. And the fact that we have oracles against all of your neighbors. Where can you go? Where can you escape? They will all end up being destroyed. So is this just saying that judgment is coming on all of that? Or is this alluding to the day of the Lord, the final day of the Lord, when the judgment is going to be given on the entirety of the earth for everything it's done? I think you can read it both ways. You don't have to just tie it into one of the two in regards to that. Everyone will suffer, the priest as well as the people, so there will be no escape. The master and the servant, the elegant lady and the female attendant, the seller and the buyer, the borrower and the lender, the creditor and the debtor. Like everybody's gonna get equal devastation coming. The Lord has decreed judgment. The earth dries up, it withers, it shrivels, it withers. The prominent people of the earth fade away. Okay, so they've violated the law. Judgment is coming. Judgment is coming. You can't escape. Like, this is total language. They're just going to keep talking about the vines. You're going to sure about there'll be no wine. There'll be no celebration. Those who are happy will stop. Those who are tambourines will stop. Those that sing will stop. Those who play the harp will stop. Like, those who drink, it's not even going to be worth drinking. The ruined town is shattered. The houses are shut up. They howl in the streets because of what happened to the wine. All joy turned to sorrow. Celebration appears from the earth. The city is left in ruin. The gate is reduced to rubble. Like, it's just so going through all of the destruction that's going to happen. And it's going, like, when you go to the harvest and then you get to the end and there's just a few olives left on the tree. That's it. There's just going to be a tiny, tiny amount of remnant who are going to survive all of this. That's it. They're going to lift their voices and shout joyfully. They praise the majesty of the Lord in the west. So in the east, extol the Lord. Along the seacoast, extol the Lord. Praise God that there's a remnant. That's what we have here. There's a remnant. Praise God. The just one is majestic. But I will say, I'm wasting away. I'm wasting away. I'm doomed. I'm doomed. Deceivers deceive. Oh, no. Like, you're not going to be believed that this is going to hit. Your message is going to be rejected as it's not going to happen. Not going to happen. Terror. And then we have this language that they love to do. You're going to fall into the pit, and then you're going to escape the pit, and then you're going to get in a snare. And if you escape the snare, then you're going to, it's just like, no matter what you do, you climb out, you end up in another, and then the floodgates of the heavens are going to open widely. The foundations of the earth will be shaken. So we have the whole of the earth, and now we're going to switch language talking about the earth being broken to pieces, the earth being shattered, and then the punishment of the heavenly forces of heaven. So this would be making some references to the judgment of those who have strayed from God in the heavenly realms, so of the demons, we would say, or the angelic beings who have fallen, who have been imprisoned in the pit in doomy chains of darkness, which is how they're described in Enoch and then in Jude and in Peter. That goes back to Genesis 6, if you're not familiar with that. The moon is going to be covered up. The bright sun, because God is the one who has power over them, and they represent the heavenly realm, and he is the one who has power. And so there is not going to be anything that anyone can do to stop it. In the presence of his assembly in majestic splendor. So the bright sun will be darkened, the Lord of heaven's armies on Mount Zion in Jerusalem, in the presence of his heavenly assembly in the majestic splendor. It's just God is the only one going to survive. Like, all of them are getting judged. You are getting judged. All of those things will happen.